Hello students, good morning all of you. I hope you all are fine. I Neeraj Khare is a science teacher of class 7. So dear student, we start the chapter 13 and motion and time is part 2. Motion and time is part 2. So today we start distance time graph. Distance time graph. Distance time graph, a graph which the represented the distance traveled by an object with the respected to time is called a distance time graph. A graph which represents the distance traveled by an object with the respected to time is called a distance time graph. Mark the x-axis and y-axis and divide them in equal quantities. Divide them in equal quantities. Choose one scale to the represent the distance. For the example, x-axis to represent the distance where the 1 kilometer equals to 1 centimeter, and the other to represent time. For the example, y-axis to the represent the time where 1 minute equals to 1 centimeter. So time in minutes and x-axis, and time in kilometer in y-axis. So 1 2 3 4 5, and axis is represented by the time in minutes, and 0 to start 1 2 3 4 5, and the y-axis is represented by distance in kilometer. Mark the values of the time and distance in the graph. Mark the values of the time and distance in the graph. And fourth one is mark the set of value of time taken and the distance covered that time by the object in the graph. For example, if 1 kilometer is covered in 1 minute, then mark is 1 unit on both the x-axis and y-axis. So distance in kilometer and distance in minute. So this is a minute, and so first one is 1 minute equals to 1 kilometer and 2 minute equals to 2 kilometer. So distance in the timing in minutes in graph. Now draw the line parallel to the x-axis and y-axis at the point that you have the marked. Now draw the line parallel to the x-axis and y-axis at the point that you have the marks. And 6.1 is a mark the point where these the line intersect on the graph. These points show the position of the moving object. Mark the point where these the line intersect on the graph. These points show the position of the time moving object. Now join all the points of the intersection and the objects of the straight line graph. This is the distance time graph of moving object. Look at this picture. 1 2 3 4 5. Let me start for the 0. First one is a 1 minute and 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer and 2 3 4 5. The different positions and different timing. Also the speed of the distance timing graph can be calculated by the slope of graph. Slope of graph. The steeper the slope of the graph, the more is the speed of the object. For example, in the graph given below, object A has a steeper slope. This means that the object A is the moving at the higher speed than object A and B. So look at this picture. This is a given of the timing for the x-axis and y-axis for the distance. A is moving to B and A to B. So dear student, today this chapter is complete. So I send you the exercise for the PDF. So complete your work and send me. Thank you.